On August 28, 1963, thousands of citizens marched on Washington, D.C. This was the very day Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. But have you ever seen footage or photos beyond that speech? Well, today we are digging into the archives to bring you that rarely seen footage and pictures of the crowd, the presenters, the celebrities, and the emotions. Today on Generations Found. This footage and photos show scenes from the Civil Rights March in Washington, D.C. on August 28, 1963. We are first watching people walking up the sidewalk and gathering on the Washington Mall. The day was filled with speakers, singing, and history-making. The event took place around the reflection pond between the Lincoln Memorial and Washington Memorial. The rally was officially called the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. It is said there were over 250,000 supporters at this iconic event. The massive demonstration was to advocate for civil and economic rights for African Americans, including the right to vote, fair employment, and an end to segregation. It is widely credited for helping towards the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, and persuading the administration of John F. Kennedy to initiate a strong federal civil rights bill in Congress. The day was filled with speakers, music, and celebrities. The official list of speakers featured prominent civil rights leaders, religious figures, and labor organizers. Key speakers included organizers and leaders from major civil rights, labor, and religious groups such as A. Phillips Randolph, Dr. Eugene Carson Blake, SNCC's John Lewis, and a whole lot more. Demonstrators were bussed in from hundreds of cities around the United States, mostly from the Northeast, Midwest, and the South. The vast majority of the buses originated from major metropolitan areas and hubs. Thousands of buses were directed to designated parking lots and staging areas, such as Union Station, RFK Stadium, but then it was called DC Stadium, and the surrounding National Mall streets. From these points, hundreds of marchers converged on foot to join the crowd gathering. The crowd marched with signs, chants, and songs in their hearts, and many are seen in the footage wearing United Auto Workers hats. Signs are seen reading the Catholic University of America, House Rules for DC, All DC Wants to Vote, Home Rule for DC, Alpha Phi Alpha, and Woodstock Catholic Seminary for Equal Rights. The Woodstock Catholic Seminary for Equal Rights refers to a group of priests and Catholic laymen from the historic Woodstock College. The Alpha Phi Alpha is the first intercollegiate historical African American fraternity. The Catholic University of America, also known as CUA, were represented at the march because the university's students, faculty, and administration regularly participated in historic events to advocate for civil rights and racial justice. Songs were sung from the Lincoln Memorial. Songs such as spiritual and gospel hymns and contemporary folk anthems. The lineup featured performers by Mahalia Jackson, Marian Anderson, Joan Baez, Bob Dylan, and Peter, Paul, and Mary. Iconic songs performed at the event included I've Been Bucked and I've Been Scorned, and How I Got Over. Joan Baez sang We Shall Overcome and All My Trails. Marian Anderson sung He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. Bob Dylan sang Only a Pawn in Their Game, When the Ship Comes In, and Blowing in the Wind. Peter, Paul, and Mary also sang Blowing in the Wind and If I Had a Hammer. Additional groups like the Eva Jussie Choir also led the crowd in the civil rights anthem, such as We Shall Not Be Moved. This event was the largest demonstration for human rights in the United States history. The organizer of the event was A. Phillips Randolph. Randolph was a longtime civil rights activist dedicated to improving the economic conditions of Black Americans. When he first proposed the march, he received little response from other civil rights leaders. He knew that the cooperation would be difficult because each had its own agenda for the civil rights movement. But it turned out to be a display of unity amongst the various civil rights organizations. After King's historic speech, A. Phillips Randall led the crowd in the official March on Washington Pledge. Marchers promised to dedicate themselves to the nonviolent struggle for jobs and freedom. The day ended with a meeting between the march leaders and President John F. Kennedy at the White House. After the meeting at the White House, civil rights leaders held a press conference outside. They shared an optimistic view and united message regarding their push for civil rights legislation. A. Philip Randolph reiterated the leaders' firm intent to urge members of both parties to overcome partisan divide and unite to pass significant civil rights legislation before the year was out. While addressing the press, Dr. King directly addressed fears of rioting and violence. He stated, "The constant prediction of violence is often an invitation to it." He emphasized that nonviolent direct action would continue until Black Americans were guaranteed their full constitutional rights. We hope you enjoyed this look at the March on Washington. Please join us for all our deep dives into the archives, where we bring you rarely seen footage and pictures that tell amazing stories of the past. Please like, subscribe, and kindly comment on this video. And always remember to be kind to each other, including the comments you make. Until next time, make it a great day.